Hey guys, hey everyone. How's everyone doing, man? I can see you, Mark. Ray, good evening. Good morning to Mark. Good evening to Ray. Nick, I guess you. I'm good, man. Good, Nick. Good morning to you too. Diane, Fabio, Andre, Nal. Good morning. Good morning. It seems to be either morning or evening, rarely afternoon. Right? Yan Chang, nice to see you. David, Palita, Robin Shackle, nice to see you again, man. Grant Gibson, nice to see you. Bleach, Bob, Joaquin, Adam, nice to see you again. Right, where's Junite, Adam? Camille, Gustavo, Azam, Marcel, Ramona, nice to see you guys. Azam from KL, nice to see you. Wait, I accidentally unplugged my fan, so it's very warm here. Just give me a second. Okay, cool. Karen, nice to see you. Ifyani, I guess good morning from your couch. Awesome stuff. Am I on TV or something? Ramona, Marcel, I see you guys. Right. Oh, Junite can't get in. So seem right for always rating me like 2 and 1. Kidding. Nice, nice. Yeah, yeah. Andre, some people are unconditionally here, which is nice. Today's session is on a pretty advanced topic, right? Sanju, nice to see you. Joa, nice to see you. Greetings from Switzerland. Nice to see you tuning in from Switzerland. I think it should be morning there right now, right? Switzerland has one of the highest standard of livings, which is so great. I only been there once in my life, right? But I remember the McDonald's there was really expensive. Yeah, 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 Sanju, I'm in Singapore. Behind me is Ocean Financial Center. Yeah, but yeah, Switzerland is awesome, man. Okay, that's awesome stuff. All right, guys. Okay, Fabio, I'll answer that question later. It's very technical, right? Today I'll be showing you guys expanding on our shares, like trading shares with IC markets. Right, I'm going to show you some of the additional ways, really, really advanced ways where you can analyze shares right now using this thing called relative rotation graphs, right? So it for now you can use it for the US shares, which is primarily the majority of the shares that you see on IC markets are the US shares, right? So I'll be showing you how you can use this to fine tune a top-down approach to filtering like really good trading setups. Okay. Now, right off the bat, I do want to show you, right? I need to I need to cover disclaimer first. But yes, disclaimer, right? Any information in this webinar is educational in nature, right? So it shouldn't be construed as investment or trading advice. Do your own little due diligence before you begin trading, right? So what I always encourage you guys to do is that anytime you have questions throughout the webinar, feel free to send them in right away, right? Otherwise, traditionally we always run out of time at the end of the webinar to answer questions. So today will be quite an advanced one, but I have made it quite simple. So the tools are freely available to you guys to use, right? And if, especially for people who are looking to take a slightly longer term view on shares, right, it'll probably be a pretty good approach. Okay, now let's begin, right? So can I check who is here for the first time? Jamilu, nice to see you. Yeah, my neck again. I feel like my my work computer is slightly more uncomfortable than my home computer. I have a feeling it's because of the height, right? For a work computer, I'm always like perpetually turning up. So maybe I need to like move it closer. I think so. Maybe that helps. I have no idea, man. I have no idea. uh, Junai, I didn't kick you out. Michael, first time this week. Fabio, I'm pretty sure it's not your first time this week. Right, right. Okay, welcome, Michael. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Right. Yeah, yeah, if you any yeah, my cat's not around in the office, so you don't get to see her. Right. Yeah. Right, David, are you sure it's your first time? Yeah. Anyway, nice to see you. Nice to see you. Um, Andre, I cannot pronounce that word, right? Liechtenstein. Sorry. Yeah, maybe a standing desk might work. That's a very good idea, Palita. That's a very good idea. Standing desk might work, right? That- I just might get a standing desk for that. Oh, Leon, it's your birthday today. Everyone wish Leon a happy birthday, right? Thank you for tuning in even on your birthday, right? It's a dedication to the cause, man. Dedication to the cause. Teresa, nice to see you. Thanks for tuning in, right? Junite is definitely not your first time, right? Yeah, you got birthday wishes from Chunwa, right? Adam has a beautiful baby girl this Sunday. Awesome. Awesome, right? Many people are tuning in, happy moments of their life, right? Michael, first time, welcome, welcome, right? It's great, man. I want you guys to be able to talk to each other one day, right? Working something out of IC Markets and chat with them this Friday, where maybe you can, just this exclusive group of people we can put into a trading room and like finally, kind of chat together, right? Right. Yeah, Junite. Okay. Now, anyway, let's begin today's session. All right. So, today's session is on the relative rotation graph, the RRG. So, firstly, we're going to talk a little bit about what exactly is the RRG. How do we use it, right? And then we look at how do we really use the RRG in a simple and practical way, which is what we like to do here, right? We like to focus not on just explaining, complex terms, right? But to actually learn how to use them in a way that helps you make money, right? That's right, Sanju, right? Yeah, yeah. So I'll be showing you my three-step approach to kind of fine-tuning my picks, right? When it comes to the using the RRG and picking the shares, right? We'll be looking at how you can use the RRG to filter the opportunities to go long and the opportunities to go short, and we'll zoom in on the best opportunities um, using the charts later, right? So it'll be a pretty exciting session, right? If you learn this, it can really, really help complement your portfolio when it comes to trading, right? So first and foremost, I do want to show you guys, right? Whoever's here for the first time, right? Whoever's here for the first time, introducing your host for today, right? This is me, Desmond Leong, right? I'm not only an analyst at IC Markets, but I'm also a super big fan of Super Dry. You can see it's the same shirt I'm wearing every single time, right? Anyway, yeah, I run the award-winning research firm Everest Fortune Group and also the Forex Army, right? We're finalists for 2019, 2020, and 2021 for Best FX Research and Best Equity Research, which is why I'm sharing with you about shares today, because it falls under the broad spectrum of equities, right? And if you know how to do it well, you have a wide range of shares that you can trade on IC Markets. I think over 16,000 or something, right? And that allows you to be very, very picky with your setups and with your filtering. So you can really find really good setups on shares, right? Anyway, I have a really strong team of CFA, CMT, and CFT accredited traders, and we regularly advise banks, brokers, and hedge funds on where the markets are heading. But we have a special partnership with IC Markets where we're bringing you the institutional grade stuff, the juicy stuff, right, on how to trade the markets, right? So anyway, right, over at the Forex Army, if you want to check it out, right, is where I built my range of indicators and EAs. It has helped me become a profitable trader, applying it, right, especially the trade manager. So if you want to go check it out, and those of you guys who want to see a little bit more about my personal life, you can find me on Instagram at Comfy Desmond. Really simple Instagram account, right? I usually just post videos of my cat, me, and those of you guys who have been following me recently, right? You should have seen some of my awesome FIFA goals that's called. I keep recording them. I think people are going to get sick of them pretty soon, right? Anyway, right? I didn't lose at FIFA. I never lose at FIFA, man. Oh yeah, and I work out the park too. That's right. So let me see. For those of you guys who are here for the first time too, I do want to encourage you guys, right, to go to icmarkets.com, go to more, and go to this place called webinar. Okay, webinar. Tonight, sure, I'll play FIFA against you and we'll see. Now I'm gonna record it and I'm gonna put it on the webinar. Okay, if you lose, so you better careful, right? So yeah, what you're gonna do is to click previous webinar, right? So click previous webinars, right, and shows you all the previous webinars we did. You want to click on language once, right? So this filters based on English, right? And if you're here for the first time, you see me using a lot of references to support and resistance, price action, trade management, Fibonacci extensions, oscillators, RSI, correlation, a little bit of psychology, a little bit of fundamentals, but very importantly, right, all of this, I recommend please go and learn it, right? Because once you learn it, you really greatly improve your trading, right? Go watch it, rewatch it, and keep watching it, right? After today's session, exciting news is that for the entire month of September, for the entire month of September, for the entire month of September, we're going to have Fibonacci retracements, Fibonacci extensions, Fibonacci expansions, Fibonacci projections over 4 weeks. It's a super deep dive into learning these things because that prepares us for October, where we're going to do Elliott wave, right? You need to have a super duper solid understanding of Fibonacci and correlation before you move into Elliott wave, right? So for the entire month of September, we'll be doing a very, very deep dive. A lot of practice, really a lot of practice on that as we gear up for October, where we look into the world of Elliott wave analysis, right? And I'm pretty sure that many of you guys will be able to do it well. You've been following me for a long time, right? We made some great calls, right? Some of the calls that has won us awards is based on Elliott wave, right? Yeah, so a lot of suspense there, guys. Exciting stuff, man, exciting stuff. Okay, now, yeah, please, for starters, if you're here for the first time, head over to IC Markets, watch this webinars. I'm going to send it in the chat, right? I'm going to send it in the chat for you guys over here. So go check it out, right? You notice this thing called live analysis sessions, right? So when you're over there on the upcoming webinars every week, right? Every week on Wednesday, same time, same place, right? We'll do a live analysis session, and I will cover. I'll look at the markets live and analyze it live in front of you guys, right? And I'll make some calls. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's wrong. Last week, I think I made a few calls that Aussie dollar hit our target, right? But it didn't drop down further as I had wanted it to, right? But it did hit our target, right? So yeah, I'm accountable to every single call I make, right? Sometimes it works well, sometimes it doesn't, right? That's the nature of the markets. I won't run away, right? So yeah, tune in tomorrow for our live market analysis session. It'll be a pretty exciting session. Now, let's get into the juicy stuff. Let's get into action, right? First and foremost, let me pull up my chart. Why is my neck so freaking pain? If I move my thing down, if I move it up, if I move it down, maybe if I move it down, I'm just gonna move my monitor a little bit lower. Okay, hopefully this helps. Okay, now first and foremost, let's begin from here. Okay, what is exactly is the relative rotation graph? Okay, what exactly is the relative rotation graph? Let me find a really good explanation for you here. Right, it is actually based on relative strength. Okay, and it answers a very simple question, right? You can see the relative rotation graph. There are 4 things that you look at. There's the improving, there's the leading, there's the weakening, and there's the lagging. Okay, the market moves in a little of a rotation, right? It moves in this rotation, right? So ideally, you want to target companies which are lagging, right? Because they will move towards improving. And by the time they are leading, most of the move is gone, right? So you want to short companies that are weakening, and you want to long companies which are lagging, right? Lagging meaning that, it's a high chance that it's improving. It has crossed over from weakening over to lagging. So it will soon move to improving. So this is all measured by relative strength. So it gives us a good idea on what we can focus on next. Okay, I'll be showing you an example of how it works later. I can see a question from Michael. This same code and what time for the live session tomorrow is the exact same time and place, right? I think some of you guys don't have the link, right? So I'm going to send it over to you guys, right? Live market analysis session, copy link, right? I'm going to reply to everyone here. Go and register for the live market analysis session tomorrow. Okay, now moving on from here, right? Anyway, this is the concept of the RRG. Okay, now this importantly, you need to know that it moves in a clockwise circle. Okay, in a clockwise circle, it doesn't move opposite in the opposite direction. Okay, super important point. Now I'm going to show you an example of so usually for RRG, what we do is that we have the S&P 500 in the middle, and we have all the different sectors that surrounds it. Like over here, let me see if I can. Yeah. So this is an example of me. This is a recorded video I did of a RRG, a free RRG that you can find online. In the middle is the S&P 500, and you can see all the different sectors, right? I know it's a little bit phallic, right? This how it's designed, right? But yeah, these are all the different sectors that travel around. You do notice that they all move in a circle, right? They all move in a circle, right? So this gives us a good idea, right, on which one will be strengthening, which one will be, leading, weakening, lagging, and improving. Okay, so this is the timeline I'm moving up on top. I'm moving this timeline on top to help you see which one is improving. Okay. We got a question. I'm not getting any of the recordings of the lessons you taught us for past 3 months. I think it should be there, right? What you can do, let me just ensure that the recordings are there, right? If you go onto the, I see. Let's go over to Vimeo. Just make sure it's there. I hope IC Markets kind of neaten it out a bit. Okay, it's a little bit messy on this part. I think maybe it'll be easier if you go into the IC Markets YouTube channel, right? And then you click on IC Markets over here. So there are 2 playlists, right? There's the one playlist, trading analysis, and then there's the English webinars. Trading analysis is the live market analysis. English webinars, you click on it. Okay, it's a different shirt I'm wearing. Okay, yeah, so you can see all the the diversification, social trading, multi-time frame analysis. It should be there. Go to the YouTube, right? I'm going to send it to you guys, right? I'm going to send it to you guys to go see it. All right. So Ramona's asking, is S&P always used for the center point? No, it's not. Yeah, there are other things that you can use. There are different markets that you can trade. I'm having a little bit of a sore throat now, right? I've been talking a little bit too much. But anyway, yeah. Let me show you, right? So you can go search for relative rotation graph free. The first link on Google, you want to click on it. Okay. So when you click on it, relative rotation graph, you can sign up and you can have a free, you can get it for free, right? So relativerotationgraphs.com, it's not a very imaginative name, right? It's just called relative rotation graphs. Okay. So in this link, right, it shows you, I'm going to show you, as you zoom in and zoom out over here. Okay. You can pick what will be the center. You can use G10 currencies, you can use stocks, you can use the Amsterdam Exchange, ASX for Australia, right? And S&P for S&P for the US, right? So as you change it, it changes. You can see this is Bitcoin, but there's nothing that exciting about Bitcoin. Everything really just follows Bitcoin, right? So what's more exciting is if you pick stuff like the S&P sector, you can pick the sensitivity, whether each move is 1 day or each move is 1 week, right? So if it's 1 day, of course, it's slightly different, right? Yeah, 1 day is slightly different. You can see the date over here, right? So it's more useful if you're holding a trade maybe for a week or so, right? But it's not so useful because see from here, it's just probably about 2 months. It's not that effective for longer term trades. I usually like to go for 1 week and go for a quarterly trade, right? So in this case, as you move it up and down, you can see how it's moving, but right at the end, you will notice that IXI, industrial sector, IXM, financial sector, is all in the lagging, is all lagging, right? And of course, IXE, energy sector. So if I were to look for opportunities to go long, I will go with the IXM, IXI, and IXE. I could technically even go for the IXB and whatever is inside here, but I tend to like to go for it if the movement is slightly clearer, right? So this movement here, you see, that you see, these are really clear. You can see the movement across pretty clearly, right? This to me is really over. It's due for upward curve pretty soon. But over here is not so clear, right? You can see the consumer staples, right? IXY and stuff like this, right? It's a little bit messy over here. So between the few, I will go for the clearer movements over here, right? So it's easier to have an idea on where it's going. Okay, so now I've narrowed it down to IXI, IXM, IXE, right? So the next thing I'm going to do is like, for example, if I'm going to look for, let me just show you my charts over here, right? So first we look, of course, the benchmark, is S&P 500. We look at the subsectors, which are the small dots that revolve around the center of the chart. Yes, and it moves around in a clockwise direction. Okay. Now, I'm going to explain to you how you can use this in your trading. Right? Okay, we got questions coming in already. First and foremost, you want to, let me see if I can put up my handy pen over here. You want to look for opportunities to go long in this sector down here. Okay, this is the sector where you want to look for opportunities to go long. And if this is the sector where you want to look for opportunities to go short. Okay, in this case, I would go for IXB, IXI, IXM, and IXE because you can see their movement, is coming over. It's a relatively clean movement, relatively clean movement, relatively clean movement. There are some of them in the sector over here, right? But you can see the movement is very messy, right? The movement is very messy around here, which is why I'm not too big a fan of it, right? In this case, I'm just going for clear movements, right? You don't need to overcomplicate it, right? Yeah, but you're not looking for movement from short to long. Anything that you see over here, you want to go short. Anything that you want to see over here, you want to go long. Okay, I'll show you how to zoom in further using technical analysis. All right, so over here, of course, what you can go short is IXRE, right? It has moved from here. It was a leading one, but now it's weakening, right? So imagine it was getting so strong, and then it suddenly starts to weaken until here. So this is a good opportunity to short. These are good opportunities to long. Now, okay, I'm not going to put IXI on the chart for one reason, right? So I've mentioned IXI, IXM, IXE. When you're trading this, you're not going to trade IXI, you're not going to trade IXM, you're not going to trade IXE. What you're going to do next, instead, you're going to look for what makes up this IXI. These are, if you notice, is what we call sectors, right? If you read the words carefully, it says the energy select sector index. Okay, now, okay, that's a good point, Sanju. I'll go take a look at that later. Actually, if that's a good point, just let me check it out. I might have missed out on that. If you want to see what you can trade for IC markets, right? You want to go to trading, and you want to go to stocks. Okay, and this is where you can is it futures that you want to trade? Let me just check. No, where are the ETFs though? Okay, so this is the part where if you scroll down, you can head down to the stocks, right? And you can see the symbols over here. Let me just see if there are ETFs. Yes, ETFs, iShares, ETF. Okay, energy sector, that is right. So you can actually, yes, this is super duper awesome. Thank you for picking, thank you Sanju for giving this really good point that IC markets actually have these ETFs you can pick from. So the energy sector, financial sector, industry sector, consumer sector, right? If you look at it over here, right? Oh shit, where is it? Yeah, over here. This is the industrial sector, this financial sector, industrial sector, energy sector. So you can actually, like, if we are going short on the energy sector, right, we can actually load this onto our chart and sell it, right? So yeah, you can use it to use trade ETFs. How I would have one of the ways that if I'm unable to find an opportunity on the ETF, I'm going to show you how you can zoom in further. Okay. Now, just let me constantly replenish my voice. Just nursing a little bit of a sore throat, right? I think I drank too much over the weekend. Okay, guys, now let's go. Awesome stuff. I learned something great from Sanju today. Yeah, leave the neck alone. Okay, it's just really uncomfortable. Right? I need to like get this OSIM chair. I'm not sure if you've seen it. Right? There's this um OSIM chair that is teamed up with I think it's Acer or is it Asus, right? Where they have this massage chair, right? And yeah, it helps massage you while you're while you're gaming, right? So I should really consider that. But now let's just take a look at energy sector. IXE. Okay, you could actually come over here and you could actually look at the IXE energy sector. Nope, nope. XLE, yes, energy select funds. Yeah, okay, so you could actually do this where you can load it on TradingView. Alternatively, you can come into here. If you have IC markets MT5, I believe is this. You notice if you compare this with this, the charts are almost identical. 48.8, right? 48.79, yes, that's it, right? You can do the same thing, right? But if personally for charting, right, I will look for what's the word for it? I'll use TradingView for charting. Okay. If you want to make it simpler to, if these gaps are a little bit tricky for you, you can use this thing called Heikenaishi, right? And then you'll see the market with a lot clearer movement, right? But just for this case, we're going to use a chart over here. Okay. Um, yeah, that's true, Andre. Teresa, IC Markets does have MT4, but they do not have shares on MT4, right? So you need to use MT5, which is free for them, right? You need to use MT5 to trade this. Anyway, let's just say we're looking at this thing over here, right? So the RRG has told us that the energy sector, right, is due for a bullish, is due to move up into the improving sector. So we should be looking for opportunities to go long here, right? So if I look at the chart over here, XLE, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a quick analysis and see, importantly, don't just look at RRG and trade it, right? What you want to do is to see if the technicals line up with the technicals line up. Okay, if it doesn't line up, don't go in blindly. Okay, guys, very, very important point. Now, so we're looking at XLE over here, right? And I'm seeing that firstly, if I'll go onto the 1 day chart because for in this case, you notice that I'm using 1 week, right? So the movements are longer, right? The movements are longer. Each time, if you look 21 May, one movement becomes 28 May. So every one move is 1 week. So expecting for us to expect IXE to go here, it might take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 weeks, maybe on 12 weeks, right? And 12 weeks is a long time. It's about 3 months. So ideally, when you're looking at this chart over here, you go into the 1 day chart, and you can even go into 1 week chart. Personally, I think it is enough to go into the 1 day chart to see what is, to kind of fine tune your entry for what you're going to trade for next quarter, right? Because you can imagine 1 quarter, right? Imagine from the 1st of July, August, September, to the 1st of September. No, 1st of October, sorry, will be here. This much movement, right? So realistically, we need to estimate a movement, that spans across this distance. All right. So in this case, usually using the 1 day chart is enough, right? Because we're trying to go for roughly this much distance. Okay. So what we're expecting, maybe we can expect it, from here, 1st of September to tomorrow onwards, we're going to forecast it 3 months to the 1st of December, right? We need to realistically forecast where price might be in the 1st of December. Okay, so this will just give you a rough gauge on what we can expect. Now, first thing I'm going to do, Fibonacci retracement, right? From the bottom to the top. Price is testing a 38% retracement, very nice like that, right? Next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to do a Fibonacci extension, zigzag formation over here, right? And price is, and I don't really go for the 50%, I think it's 60. Yeah, 61.8 price bounce off this level too. Okay, very nice. Now, let's see. In terms of a graphical approach, right, it's worth highlighting that price has reacted off this, reacted off this level, bounce off this level, bounce off this level, bounce off this level. So I'm going to highlight this area over here as a support area, bullish area. I said bullish area, right? So I'm noticing this already. Okay, there is a overlap support, right? This is one overlap support. There is a 38% retracement, a 61.8 retracement. So we got three reasons why you might be seeing a nice little bounce over here. I noticed, right, immediately I noticed that price is going down, okay? So what am I going to look for? In this case, price is making lower lows. I'm going to look at the RSI and stochastic to see if price happens to, be making bullish divergence, right? So I'm going to go here, indicator. I'm going to load up my favorite RSI, my favorite stochastic, right? And I think it's slightly clearer. It's slightly clearer on both. Both are pretty clear. In this case, let's just say we go with stochastic. Okay, we go with stochastic. I'm going to make this gray, save as default. Okay, you can see that stochastic is making one bounce here and another bounce over here. So this is bullish divergence, right? Bullish divergence, right? So we got 1, 2, 3. We got 4 reasons why you might be seeing a bounce over here. If we zoom in a little bit more, we could be seeing price actually make this thing like a trend line breakout. If you can see, it looks like it might be breaking out of a trend line pretty soon, right? I'm not sure how we're going to draw it, but yeah, it looks like it's right about there. Okay, so if it makes this, it looks, I think some of you guys has also highlighted correctly that there could be a double bottom over here. So if it breaks out from here, we could be seeing price rise up from here. So I'm pretty bullish on this, right? It looks like we could be seeing a nice bounce from here, right? We got overlap support, we got 38% retracement, 61 extension, we got bullish divergence, we got stochastic bouncing up nicely, right? And it looks like we have a double bottom kind of reversal. All of it lining nicely, where we could see XLE sector potentially strengthen even further and go up more. Yes, the graph is the whole sector, in this case XLE. So if I were to go long here, what I would do is I go into IC markets, right? And I would, put my positions on IC markets, in this case XLE. If you are ever confused and not sure whether you're looking at the correct one, all you need to do is to hover your mouse over and you can see energy select sector SPDR ETF is correct. Right click and you can also use specifications. It'll show you that this is exactly what it is, right? And you know that you are trading the correct one. Okay, this is one way. This is one way where you can use the relative rotation graph to trade the energy sectors. Okay, all right. Give my neck a bit of a rest. Yes, Teresa, you can trade the whole sector through IC Markets MT5, which if you think about it is pretty cool, right? It's really cool because you are now yeah, go see a chiropractor. You're not the first who has said that. Oh my god, right? But anyway, okay, Nick is asking if you can use this to trade currency pairs. Technically, yes, you can, but it's not as widely used, right? Because you can actually come into here, you can click on this thing called G10 currency pairs, and you can see the way it moves, right? So everything is based on the USD behind. So you know, when you move this, yeah, you can see it move along, but it's the movements are really, really obvious, right? So it's kind of boring, right? But you can use this. So in this case, right, if you what are the sectors that you're looking to strengthen? Kiwi dollar and Euro dollar. Maybe you can go for Aussie dollar, right? Aussie dollar. You notice that this is CAD USD. It is not our traditional USD CAD, correct? So even though it looks like it's going to strengthen here, what is, you know, you need to go opposite if you're trading dollar CAD, right? So in this case, yeah, it looks like Aussie dollar is poised for strengthening, and it has strengthened a lot recently. That's the interesting thing, if you think about it, right? And then once you use this to filter, where, because ultimately you notice that based on the graph, right? Based on the graph, if you just you look at it, based on the graph, all of them go in, you know, go in the circles, right? So let's take a look at one of them. In this case, let's go for 1 day. Let me see if there's anything else you can see. Okay, which one has been euro dollar has supposedly improving recently, right? So we can come in here, right, and we can just load on EUR USD, right, and we go into the 1 day chart, right? Here we go. You can see, maybe it's been improving recently over here. What's my time sensitivity here? EUR USD has only recently turned from lagging to leading. Okay, so it's improving a bit over there, right? So in this case, right, you can see how it did actually has been strengthening for the last few days, because only since 23rd August, right? So let's see, where was this on 23rd August? 23rd August is over here. You notice 23rd August, right? In this case, 23rd August is over here. Okay, 23rd August. We can see, you go into H4 zoom in, euro dollar has been strengthening. Okay, so if you look at RRG on 23rd August, euro dollar was still at lagging. Okay, so what has happened since then, right? We if you were analyzing euro dollar in the on 23rd August, you would be thinking that there's a chance that it would be going up. Okay, and true enough, you know, it goes up. It goes up. Yeah, this is 24th, 25th, you know, 26, 27, 30, right? And it has since came up to here. Correspondingly, right? This is the 23rd August, and the 30th of August would be here. So euro dollar has indeed strengthened during this period. You're not wrong to say that it can technically be used for currency pairs too, which is why you do see like currency pairs, crypto USD, crypto BTC, all the different stuff over there. Okay, so do be careful that, you know, when you're looking at, you know, JPY USD, because they use everything as slash USD, you know, you need to flip it around, right? So if you're thinking that you should be, in this case, CAD USD, if you're thinking of going long on CAD USD, you should actually be looking to go short on dollar CAD. Okay. Now, so one of the cases here, if we zoom in on the 4-hour charts, right, Aussie dollar is poised to strengthen. You notice, right, it has actually strengthened quite a bit. There you go, right? So Aussie dollar has been poised to strengthen, right? The moment it entered down here, right? So you can see from the 18th of August onwards, Aussie dollar just crossed into the lagging territory. Okay, so if you look at the 18th of August onwards, yeah, you'll be about here. So from this time onwards, you know, we should be looking to go long, right? And of course, you know, it goes down. Usually I like to let it go for a while. So maybe a more accurate gauge is 19, 20. When you see it turning up a bit over here, right? In this case, on the 23rd of August, it's starting to turn up a bit, right? You can see it's starting to do that little bit of a curve. 23rd of August would be the equivalent of over here. Where's the beginning? Yeah, 23rd of August over here. This would be an ideally good time to go long on Aussie dollar. It was also this Fibonacci extension 161.8, or was it this 161.8 that we were projecting, right? I believe if you do a 161.8 extension from here down to here, up to here, a 161.8, exactly a 161.8. So we did call the bounce over here, right? But yeah, Juna, I think it should be sold. Yeah, it should be closed off for quite a while already. Those of you guys who managed to enter in close to the top, congratulations. You should make quite a bit of money. Okay, but yeah, this is how you can actually use the RRG to zoom in a little bit more to see like where we expect the different prices to head to, right? Different currency prices, but without deviating too much, right? I do want to show you in just let me put it out for you. In this case, there's actually a way where you can in this case, right, if we look at the energy sector, right, remember the energy sector I told you about, right? You can, whether it's the energy sector, the financial sector, or the industrial sector, what we can do is actually we can find the top 10. We can find the top 10 biggest constituents by index weight. So you can see which are the top 10 companies or stocks that actually make up the ISI sector. Because maybe, for example, you might not have found a good trading opportunity on IXI. So imagine we are going long on IXI, right? So we're going to come here. We're going to load IXI. IXI is the financial sector. Financial select. Yeah, I think it's this one. XLF. Just to confirm it, right? XLF here, financial sector, right? Yep, it looks the same, right? So imagine if you're in the financial sector here, right, and you're trying to go long on the financial sector, right? This is the exact same chart. This, you're looking at this, right, and you're thinking, holy smokes, are you kidding me? This is like on legit big resistance, right? How am I to go long over here, right? Unless price breaks out and then you expect prices to go up. But you know, it's on resistance, so you're expecting prices to go down. Doesn't mean there is no chance for you, right? Remember, we're looking at the S&P 500 sector. We go to 1 week, right, and we see the financial sector IXM over here, right? This is the one where we expect prices to, you know, go towards improving. If you're looking for opportunities to go long over here, right, it really doesn't look good when you're seeing that price is on resistance. Okay, so what you can do instead, right, is you can actually go to the financial sector and find out what are the top 10 things that make up the financial sector. There's Berkshire Hathaway, you know, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Citigroup, right? So what you can do from here, right, is you go to IC markets, right? Let's type Berk. I'm guessing, sorry. Okay, to find the exact ticker, what you want to do, go to IC markets and type, you know, Control F, Berkshire Hathaway, right? So there is this one here, right? BRK-B, right? BRK. There you go. Okay. Nope. BRK. Yeah, Berkshire Hathaway. Yeah. Go to symbols in MT5. Yeah. Search. Oh, you can search. Yeah. So what I did is I just come in here and type BRK-B. Oh, yeah, Berkshire Hathaway over here. Right click any chart window. Okay. And on this window, then you can see, is there a better opportunity to go long over here, right? So the same thing, you know, can come here and type, you know, Berkshire Hathaway, BRK-B, right? And we notice that, okay, maybe there might be a better opportunity over here. because, right, price could be in some sort of ascending support. Let me see. Could it be a channel? Yeah, it looks like it could be a channel, something like a channel, right? And this as a overlap support area. Zoom back further, no previous levels, right? So this could be your opportunity to go long, right? Which is way better than what we saw previously, right? Way better than what we saw previously. Okay, I think Marcel gave a really good point. When you come here, you can actually search for it, right? Where is the search symbol? In top menu. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to see it. Oh, here, right? Is it online search? Blue, they have a blue, yellow color and cash. Oh my God, yeah, it's here. This is like bad UX, I'm sorry, right? It's like, what the hell, man? There's no search icon there, right? But yeah, you come here and then type Berkshire. Oh yeah, there you go. Man, I learned something from you guys. Cool. Awesome stuff. Thanks for sharing it with me, right? But yeah, no, come in here is search and you can find Berkshire Hathaway, you can find BlackRock, right? Same thing, you probably can show symbol, right? So BLK, maybe you want to go Bank of America, right? BAC, right? So same thing, just go BAC. Is there any trading opportunities here? Come in here, go into the time frame, go into 1 day time frame, and see if there's something better over there. Gustavo, I need to check the Aussie dollar. Right. I'll likely check it tomorrow. Right. We have a lot of stuff to go through today, but tomorrow is a live market analysis. Aussie dollar has been strengthening a lot, so we might be still at a decent position to continue the short. I will check it out tomorrow. Right. But anyway, right. So this is one example where the financial sector, right, is telling us that it's right on super high resistance, but Berkshire Hathaway is giving us an opportunity on a channel support to go in, right? I mean, you could throw in additional stuff like you can throw in like the stochastic, the RSI, the support and resistance, the Fibonacci, the correlation, right? But this is what I'm showing you over here is one additional way where even though something like the financial sector doesn't look like there are good technicals on it, but you can actually zoom in into the top 10 constituents, right, and find better trading opportunities within there, right? Why we need the top 10 is because size and liquidity is very important, right? The same way you can find opportunities to go long, you can go for opportunities to go short. Yes, this is current for today. These are the biggest 10 constituents of today for this. That's right, tonight. There are some places where you can find. Oh, what am I doing? I guess let me just pull up my chart. Right. So there are some ways to go, like this place over here. I'm gonna send it in the group chat. Right. This shows me the top 10 constituents in the financial sector. So you can search around and you can find, for the industrial sector, for the energy sector, you can search around for it and you can see, okay, what are the top 10, constituents in this index, right? So it's relatively straightforward, right? No problem, Fabio, no problem. Right, so this is a way where once you find it, you can go to IC markets and you can zoom in and like, okay, I'm going to trade BlackRock, which I showed you, American Express, Goldman Sachs. Look for trading opportunities after doing your first round of filtering, right? First round of filtering on the relative rotation graph, right? So this by itself, just looking at the graph itself will already help you do a first layer of filtering, which will increase the probability of you being correct, right? Then from there, you apply technical analysis, right? You do your trend lines, you do your support and resistance, you do your Fibonacci, you do your oscillators, you do your moving average. All of it helps you line up much nicely, right, for you to trade, get into a really nice trade. So that is the concept of using relative rotation graphs to further fine tune your entry to trade, right? Especially the shares, because there's a whole world of shares. Not only the ETFs that you can trade, but you can trade the direct shares if you want to zoom in a little bit more, like what I showed you. Okay, so yeah, I hope you guys that in this clockwise. Okay, it always moves clockwise, but sometimes you would notice that it moves anti-clockwise, but that doesn't mean that you can see, okay, look at the orange one over here, right? You notice the orange one is still moving clockwise, but the movement, right? The movement caused it to come down back to here, right? Instead of the movement coming up to here. So that means it wasn't able to go from improving to leading, right? So usually the ones that have the highest probability of moving in the correct direction are those that tend to be slightly further out, right? So in this case, right, if you look at IXE, right, it is the furthest, right? So it's very unlikely, right? It's coming up to here. You usually wait for the turn to happen, right? You look for the turn. The moment the turn happens, it gives you the opportunity to go from leading to weakening, right? So then you notice that a turn is happening, right? And in this case, the IXE, the turn hasn't happened yet, but once we see price do a turn like this, like what IXB is doing, it gives us the opportunity to go to go in long. Okay. Um, yes, Teresa. More often than not, it goes in a circle, right? It's not something where it will work 100% of the time, right? But this is what sector rotation is based on relative strength. So using this allows you to already filter out and give yourself a much higher chance of picking within the right area where in this case IXE is likely to strengthen, IXM is likely to strengthen. Okay, so this at least allows you to kind of give yourself a first layer of filtering to trade the markets, right? Then you apply technical analysis. Then you really fine tune your entries to be better. Um, Sometimes you try to stay away from those little bit more chaotic ones. Go for those that have clearer movements like this IXE IXM, right? At this stage, you can see that it's starting to converge and going in this direction, right? So this is maybe the 23rd of July. Let's check out IXE, okay? IXE is the financial sector, right? So since the 23rd of July, since the 23rd of July it has weakened, right? It is starting to look like it will be moving, into the lagging, right? So that could be the first opportunity to look for to go long, right? Within 1, 2, from 6th of, right before it comes in, right? Right before it comes in, 6th of August. Okay, 6th of August, right? You'll notice that price is starting to strengthen there. 6th of August is over here, starting to strengthen already, right? So in this case, right, it's not that good because there, price is, even though the relative rotation graph tells us it looks like a good opportunity to go in long, right? But on the chart itself, it looks like it's testing resistance. So that is what I mean by not just trading blindly, right? You need to look at the relative rotation graph, and then you need to apply one more level of filtering to fine tune your entry. Teresa, I can look at the special request from tomorrow, right? Join us tomorrow for a live market analysis. So Nick is saying Aussie dollar is Aussie dollar, at least for the next 3 months, is telling you to go long, unless you're looking at 1 day, where Aussie dollar is still telling you to go long, right? So yeah, it still looks like Aussie dollar is going long, but on the shorter term time frame, there is less upside because it's going into here, right? So what you want to do is instead fine tune, have in this case, right? We have we're expecting Aussie dollar to go long for the rest of the quarter, right? So when you come into here, then you do a little bit of filtering, one more level of filtering, right? I would say maybe it'll be safe to go long on Aussie dollar once it, if I were to do my analysis over here, once it breaks this level, okay, once it breaks this channel, you know, you could be looking for long opportunities, which it looks like is breaking already. So it's breaking this, you know, it's breaking this level over here. So we could be looking at price make a push up from here for the next at least 1 month, or next couple of weeks. Okay. So for RRG, when I look at a sector, I see our Aussie dollar on lagging. Okay, but I'm using 1 week over here. All right. Anyway, guys, okay, I've been asking how to register for tomorrow's live market analysis, right? You come in here, right, and you click on copy link, right? I'm going to send it across to you. Yes, that's right. You'll be the swap might be pretty expensive on it. So maybe if you use it for shorter term, it'd be great, right? So I do hope this has helped you guys get an idea on how to use RRG, not only for stocks, but maybe you can even apply it for Forex. You can even apply it for crypto, you know, to really give yourself at least a first layer of fine tuning, right? So that you can pick stocks that will over time perform better for your trading. Okay. Um, oh yeah, that's right, Junai. Teresa, it's not whether daily or weekly time frames are better, but it depends on your trading horizon. If you're using weekly time frames, it's better to hold a trade up to a quarterly trade. If you're using daily, right, usually holding a trade for 1 week would be fine. Okay, guys. Anyway, thanks for tuning in for this session, right? It was really big crash course on learning how to use RRG during trading, right? I'm losing a little bit of my voice, so I'm gonna conserve my voice a bit because I'll be, you know, tomorrow will be another awesome session looking at live market analysis, right? I want to thank you guys for tuning in, right? Once again, it's been an awesome session, really deep, right? But this covers the last bit of our session on trading shares, right? I'm glad you like it, Ifyani, right? I'm glad you like it, Ajay, Niall, right? Teresa, Ray, right? Marcel, I'm glad you guys like it, right? Always finding ways to help you guys be more profitable, man. Right? I'll see you guys tomorrow in tomorrow's class. It's been an awesome session. Lidi, Marian, Andre, Mark, Yan Chong, right? Ray, right? I will see you guys tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of my evening. I got a church meeting to go to. All right. Thank you, Karine. Thank you, Diane, Bob. Those who are here for the first time, I hope you enjoyed today's session. Hope you enjoyed the style of teaching, right? And yes, no drinking tonight. No, I can't see you guys. Yeah, I can see your message though, Teresa, right? But that's it for me. Thank you, Alan. Thank you, Simon, Antonio, Marcel, Fabio, Chunwa. It has been an awesome session, right? I will see you guys tomorrow. Cheers and peace out, guys. Stay safe and trade safe. Bye bye. Adios, guys.